Hello citizens, welcome back to another video, and today I'm going to be talking through my personal loadout for the Stinger. Now, if you watched my last video on the Stinger, you'll know that I absolutely love this ship, but the stock loadout makes it pretty much unusable. When I say pretty much, I mean completely and utterly unusable. Now, if you've seen any of my videos before, you'll recognise this is a different format. I do normally like to script the videos and inject some comedy and what have you, but with real life work I just haven't had the time, unfortunately. So we're going to have a quick, dirty, rough and ready video today for you to go through my personal loadout, which I think makes the Stinger an incredible ship. So before I talk you through the changes I've made, let's first talk about what actually comes as standard with the Stinger. So initially you get Light Strike 4 cannons, you get Light Strike 2 cannons, and of course you get the bespoke RAF plasma cannon that can't be changed. Now, it sounds okay on paper, especially when you're taking down bigger ships, but the biggest issue here is you do not have enough power to get any sufficient amount of ammo capacity for these weapons. You end up with, if I remember right, about 13 shots, which just isn't usable in the game. And then there's the components. As standard, you get 2 full stop shields, you get 2 fortitude power plants. Both of these are of course grade C for the shields and power plant. Then you're stuck with 3 EcoFlow grade B coolers. Now all in all, with this standard loadout, you can fully power your shields if you're willing to just have 1 pip in weapons and 1 pip in engines. You can of course fully power your weapons, and then you've only got 3 pips in shields. You can get around this by turning off a couple of the coolers, which gives you 4 extra pips to play with, but you still can't actually fully power anything apart from weapons really, or shields, pretty much one thing at a time. So let's jump into the ship, and I'll quickly talk you through exactly what I have done to make the ship amazing. First of all, let's just talk about the weapons real quick. I have replaced all of the size 4 with the new breaknecks that you can get from the Grey Shiv. Now there's a reason for this. It is tempting to put on Revenants, as they of course have more DPS. You could also put on Attritions, which the DPS is going to be amazing, but there's a problem, and I will talk you through this. So I have on 4 breaknecks, which you can see here, and for the Light Strike 2s I've replaced those with NDB size 2 guns in there. Of course we have to keep the standard cannon, that's bespoke, we can't change that, so that is going to remain in place. But that's the main change for the weapons: 4 breaknecks and 2 NDBs. Now the reason for this is projectile speed. By having this loadout, we're not having drastic differences in how fast the projectiles are going to exit from your ship when you decide to bring death down on the nearest victim. No, you're going to have pretty consistent pips and pretty damn good damage to boot. If I just bring the figures up, the standard loadout is going to give you 1361 DPS. This loadout is going to give you 3797. It is of course possible to get more DPS, and you can if you want. Just keep in mind you are going to have different speeds for your projectiles, so when you're in combat you're going to have to prioritize which projectiles you want to actually be landing and doing damage. Unless you're about 4 feet from the target, in which case, have at it. So for the components, I have put on 2 Rampart shields, 2 JS300 power plants. I've removed 2 coolers and put in 1 single vapor block. Now, if I swap to my power, you'll see the effect. Let me turn engines on. We are currently using up all pips. We have no extra pips available. But as you can see, all 3 important systems are fully powered. We only have 1 pip to go into coolers. Now, I know when engineering comes in, this is all going to change and cooling is going to be more important. But for now, for how the game is today, This loadout, in my opinion, works fucking brilliantly. If we take a look at our weapons, we can see we have 3,500 ballistic ammo count, 75 shots from the NDBs, and 25 from our cannon. Let's take off and have a wee look at how that looks when firing. Now I've taken the liberty of leaving a wolf here on the pad, just a little bit of target practice before we go and show you how this actually works out in the verse. But let's go ahead and make sure that's target, which it is. Fly up just a little bit. And take a look at how quickly this loadout will destroy a light fighter. No time at all. Really fucking quick. And from experience I can tell you it also works really well on big ships too. But let's go ahead, get out the hangar, let's grab a bounty, and let's see how she performs. Okay, let's go ahead and try a high risk target. Keep in mind it is just a fighter at the end of the day, so no point in going for extreme risk when it's a heavy fighter and not as maneuverable as I would like for. Let's go ahead, jump over to the location and see how it performs. Okay, here we are, we have the target. And I'm going to start off with a volley of missiles, because why not? Doesn't hurt to soften the target up just a little bit. Even though they did basically fuck all. I do love this ship, but it really is not that maneuverable. I wish it was a lot more maneuverable than what it is. Just like that. Now, normally, what was that, a Marcus Star Runner? That is normally a pretty tanky little bastard. Oh fuck. Did not realize how close I was to him. Yeah, if CAG just buffed the maneuverability just a little bit, this ship would be fucking insane. You can see how red that Scorpius is now. Keeps on jousting though. There we go. That's that one dealt with. See how quick they go down when they're not jumping about and flying past you at 1,000,000 miles an hour. That was seconds. Absolute seconds. Vanguard. This would be a good test. I mean, he's already red. Try to do this with another fighter and it takes a while. There we go. Easy. Okay. So the question then is, we know that the Stinger can be very good in PvE. We know with the right loadout it can dish punishment and, to an extent, it can take it. The main question is it any good in PvP? Well, against light fighters, definitely not. Against medium fighters, probably not. If you're going in doing 1v1s against people who actually know what they're doing, then you're probably going to get your ass handed to you. However, as part of a team, I personally think we could do very well with the Stinger. It's going to be very good at fighting larger ships than itself. You know, think Corsair, Constellations, maybe even Paladins. But with a disclaimer. You would need to keep that top turret off of you somehow. So if that Paladin has its attention elsewhere, then the Stinger could be very good for going in and doing damage while that turret is focused on another object. So yeah, I think it can work in PvP. It's just going to have a more specialised role, I think. It's not going to be a brawler, or going to be an interceptor. It's just going to fit a nice little space where it can deal damage when it's not the main target. Anyway guys, if you did enjoy that video, if it's been useful, let me know in the comments. Also, do you have a preferred loadout for the ship? And if you do, tell me in the comments. I'm always up for trying new loadouts, experimenting, seeing how things work. This personally so far, for me, is the best loadout which I have found. If you have a better one, let me know. But for now guys, that's the end of the video. Catch you in the next one. Bye bye.